Somehow, the Now You See Me franchise has returned. With Now You See Me, Now You Don't. These movies are like the Fast and the Furious, but for magic. And I say they're like the Fast and the Furious because they're dumb. Let's talk about this film in, I suppose, a spoiler-free review. This is the third Now You See Me movie, so there's going to be a good chunk of people that are all in. They're excited for this return. Playing cards on the table. I thought the first one was stupid. I don't even think I watched the second because they didn't call it Now You Don't, which pissed me off. Now they're trying to save face by using it in the third. But let's be honest, this one should have been called Now You Three Me. So I'm upset about that as well. These movies are about the Four Horsemen of magic, and they answer to the Eye. Who is the Eye? Well, it's an underground secret organization of magic or something. The whole crew is back. You got Atlas, McKinney, Wilder. Even Isla Fisher and the twins are back for this installment. But since these actors are all starting to show their age, I grew up with them and now they all look like they're dying, so I imagine I look fantastic too. We have to bring in the youth. So 3 newcomers are in the mix. And speaking of the age for a second, is there a reason the look they gave Jesse Eisenberg's character this time around is suburban dad taking his dog for a walk and stopping off to get a treat at the local market? I thought he was a cool magician. Now he looks like a dude that makes his own jam from his garage. Rosamund Pike plays the villain of this picture, Victoria. She really is into diamonds. And she's about to unveil the crown jewel of them all. Really the crown heart of them all. Really the heart jewel of them all, I guess. It doesn't matter. It is the diamond heart, the largest diamond in existence. And it also happens to be the center of the greatest trick our team has to perform. They don't do heists, they don't do jobs, they do tricks, which is also something a prostitute does. But in this case, it's cool. These films are the definition of turn every part of your brain that used to work off. They make no fucking sense at all. The magic mainly looks like it's done with CGI and camera trickery, so your brain already knows nothing's really happening, losing the impressiveness of the trick. That's not to knock the spectacle, because presentation-wise, it is a slick movie. The crew is doing some cool stuff, flinging cards everywhere, spinning around and disappearing at will. And then like an Ocean's 11 heist, they go back and tell you how it happened. And even after they tell you, I'm like, what? No. Bullshit. Here's how all the big performances work and Now You See Me. It just blows my mind how the crowd is so tone deaf. They just cheer and applaud everything that happens, even though they have no context. Like, our 4 horsemen are building up this case behind the scenes of how they're going to rob some bad guys. Keep in mind, no one in the audience knows who these bad guys are, but they're going to do all this shit, and at the end, they're going to go, ta-da, we stopped them, and then the crowd will be like, yay! I don't know what they're talking about, but that's cool. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Daniel Atlas. Who wants to see a trick today? Now, anybody can do a basic parlor trick. What I and my team plan on doing today, though, is something you have never seen before. We are not only going to do a trick, we are going to perform an intricate series of interplay. And when all these pieces come together, you will see by the end that we stole millions of dollars of cryptocurrency from some bad guys across the room. You won't know anything about their backstory or why we did it, but we will tell you in 2 seconds, and you will all clap for us because you're mindless, stupid-ass sheep. Let's begin. It's like these performances are playing to the audience in the theater, not the fictitious characters they're supposed to be playing to. It drives me up a wall. As far as the new class trio is concerned, they had more time on screen than I thought they were going to based on the trailer I saw. I would say they have about equal screen time as the rest of the crew. With the new cast, we have that mousy little actress, Ariana Greenblatt, who has done virtually nothing for me in any film I've seen her in. Here she's at her best, I would say, mainly because they let her do kind of a parkour thing where she's flipping around and spinning off shit, and she has a nice little action scene that I thought really ran well. Justice Smith plays Charlie. He's the super fan of the 4 Horsemen. I enjoyed him. I like him as an actor. I think he brings something fresh to the table. And then you have Dominic Sessa, kind of the stick-in-the-mud, chips-are-down character, playing pretty much the same guy he did in The Holdovers. Fantastic movie. I didn't enjoy him here. And as the villainess, Rosamund Pike is completely hamming it up. She knows exactly what type of film this is, and she's playing to it. I mentioned the slickness of everything. It's a good-looking presentation, which isn't a shock. It's directed by Ruben Fleischer, who's done some good stuff in the past. He did Zombieland, he did Venom, well, he did Zombieland. So he did that one, which also featured Eisenberg and Harrelson, so they have a nice little reunion here. As far as the magic tricks themselves that can dazzle the eye and illuminate the human condition, they're okay. There's some fun stuff. Again, I don't know how anyone's doing anything, which I guess is a magician never tells their secrets, but some of it is so ridiculously implausible. I'm gonna give you a scenario that's equivalent to something you could see in this film. Atlas glances around the crowd for his target, spots a woman and says, "Hey, you have the ace, don't you?" And she goes, "I don't have an ace on me." And then he responds, "You're 9 months pregnant, aren't you?" "Yeah, why?" It's kicking, it's kicking. And then the baby's delivered with a card in her hand, and that card, the ace of spades. She should have saw the signs. There's a very fun and very stupid should be applied to really anything I talk about in this film, scene where you have the 7 of them competing with each other about who's the best at magic, who's the greatest magician. And so Atlas is like, "Expect the unexpected," and he moves the card around, and then Frank goes like, "Huh, I have the card," and he throws it, and Isla Fisher prances around, and there's like snow coming down, which changes her dress color. She just had that on her, I suppose. Just crazy stuff keeps happening, and the audiences are all like, "Yeah, okay, I'm impressed." I was in a theater with like 4 other people, and there was a guy 3 rows back who was just eating it up, just yum, 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 yum. Part of me kind of envied the fact that he could just completely switch off the brain and just enjoy it's like the Fast and the Furious movies. There comes a point where I can enjoy myself watching some of that ridiculous spectacle. But when they start pushing over 2 hours and it's all about family and they're trying to pull at the heartstrings and it just does not work, it comes off disingenuous and half the actors just can't act at all. It's just laughable and pathetic. And with Now You See Me, Now You Don't, you have a good group of actors, but there's some really lame-ass dialogue, some really campy moments throughout. And I guess the camp here never really works for me. But if you like the last 2, you don't need to listen to me. You're probably gonna have a great time like the guy behind me did. The movie's got some twists, it's got some turns, it's got some reveals, it has plenty of fan service, and Isla Fisher's back, baby! And she's still got it. Again, my biggest beef with the cast here is Jesse Eisenberg is dressed and has the hairstylings of a guy who wants to take his grandkids out for ice cream. Listen, I fancy myself a nice card trick. These films just never did it for me. But for fans of the franchise, I think the magic is far from gone, and they're gonna find something to enjoy here. Okay, there you have it. My thoughts on Now You See Me, Now You Don't. The 3rd installment to a franchise that's probably gonna keep on keeping on. Let me know if you saw it. Let me know if you plan to. And please think of subbing to the show. Adam does movies on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. I post movie reviews, commentary, occasionally TV show stuff every single week, almost every day on the channel. Would love to have you stick around. All right, that's all I got for you. Take care.